What's one of the best ways to see where the market's heading? Well, let's just take a look at what's being built. My name's Tyler. Welcome back to the Hizzy Hustle, and today we're going to be taking a look at the New Homes Registry report for December 2025, and maybe we can see what's going to happen in 2026. So here we are. One of the things I would like to point out and have been pointing out to a lot of people over the years is just what I have seen change, just being somebody who's lived in the same area for a long period of time. Particularly in the Okanagan, you used to see a lot of full neighborhoods being installed at times, right? A developer would come in, build a house, and then they would live there for however long and develop an entire neighborhood. That's just not happening nearly as much anymore. And it's probably one of the biggest issues that I think is facing our housing crisis this year, because without more single-family detached homes coming into the market, there's just less for people like myself, early 30s that want to start their family and get into their first home that just can't do that. And I know everyone always says that you have to start with equity and whatnot, but that's just, it wasn't the way that it used to be, and it shouldn't be that way now. It's just the way that it is because of the situation that we're in. Yes, you do need to build equity. That is absolutely the most important thing when it comes to longevity in the real estate market. If you don't have the ability to get into a house, then obviously buy something that will appreciate over time. That way you can at least ride the wave with everybody else. Now, what I think is truly the problem, having looked at this graph here, past 2024, you'll start to see a very sharp incline in the overall multi-unit dwellings and the steady decline of the single-family dwellings. Particularly places like the Lower Mainland, you'll see that most of the places have been built in the Lower Mainland. Kelowna comes in pretty high with 172 starts for multi-unit dwellings in December, but only 9 of them are single-family dwellings. So I believe that's firmly the issue when it comes to the bulk of the crisis, largely led by the cost of living and the cost of building. Over-regulation over the last 10 years has 100% been the reason why this has happened. You'll see just by the numbers and timelines, the more restrictions you put onto buildings, the more expensive things get, the less people want to invest, the less risk they're willing to take, meaning size of developments and stuff like that. Particular types of developments, people are very much trying to eke out as many dollars as possible, because that's just the way things are nowadays. So that's, in my opinion, the biggest issue. The other issue is simply just land mass. All of the problems in our housing market are caused by very few areas, and all the regulation that comes from those areas kind of causes that trickle down effect. Like you'll see the Central Okanagan obviously had a lot of stuff come in, but it's mainly multi-unit stuff, and that's just not what people are looking for. City dwellers like it, but it's, that's where the rental market was always strong. And then you allowed people to invest in the outer areas, build some homes, and do that type of stuff, but it's just not happening as much anymore. So that's kind of where I see the biggest issue being when it comes to the affordability, the housing crisis, the lack of availability for people to get into the stuff that they really want to be in. That's the most important part. How are we going to get people into the houses that they want to be in? Well, you got to start building more of them, and you can't build more of them at $450 a square foot. In 2021, at the end of COVID, at the start of COVID, when everything was just starting to get crazy, or the market was crazy for the last year or so, I believe building prices started to skyrocket, and my in-laws finished their place at $260 a square foot or something like that. And if you look at building costs now, you'll be quoted at around $450. That's almost double in like 4 years. That's insane. So whatever's causing those issues are going to be the things that we need to settle. And I know it's not real estate related, but a huge part of it's going to come from our energy sector. Our economy needs to seriously relook at why we are punishing the average person. That's really all. That's really all it is. Over restriction, over regulation, it's going to be the crux of us for the foreseeable future. I hope to see the cost of building go down a little bit, and then we can maybe see some of these single-family dwellings pick up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Tune in next time. We'll probably do a little bit of market dive in and see what the resilience of the 2026 market looks like this year. Thanks. Have a good day.